You ever really stop and think about that? I mean, you tap a few buttons on your phone and somehow a hot meal just shows up at your door. You click a link and a movie starts streaming from literally halfway across the world. It all feels like magic, doesn't it? But it's not. It's a system. A huge, incredibly complex, and mostly invisible system that runs our daily lives. And today, we're going to peek behind the curtain.
See, behind every one of those deliveries, every single transaction, every piece of information you pull up, there is this massive network of services. This is the engine of our modern economy, and it's humming along quietly in the background, all the time. So yeah, today we're going to pull back that curtain and take a look at this invisible engine.
So, what do we actually call this engine? Well, in economics, it has a name, the tertiary sector. Now, I know it sounds a little bit academic, a little textbooky, but that's the official name for the giant service economy that powers, well, pretty much everything we do.
Now, the most important thing to get here is that the tertiary sector doesn't really create physical products on its own. Instead, it provides all the essential services that let the other two sectors, the ones that do make stuff, actually thrive. You can think of it like the economy's circulatory system. It's the network of veins and arteries that connects everything, pumping value and resources exactly where they need to go.
Okay, this diagram here shows you exactly how it all fits together. So you see it starts with the primary sector. That's where we extract raw materials, like oil. Then the secondary sector takes that and manufactures it into a product, let's say a computer. But the chain isn't complete, right? That's where the tertiary sector comes in. It provides the transport, the advertising, the warehousing, the sales, everything that actually gets that computer from the factory into your hands. It is the final, absolutely crucial link in the chain.
And it is definitely not a one-way relationship. It's a two-way street. Farms and factories completely depend on services like transport and banking just to operate. But at the same time, the service sector itself couldn't exist without the products from the other two. I mean, your IT specialist needs a computer, your delivery driver needs food to eat, and your banker needs a cell phone. They all rely on each other. It's totally interdependent.
All right, so let's break this engine down into its key parts. First up is connection. We're talking about the physical and digital networks that literally tie our economy together, transportation and communication.
To really wrap your head around the sheer scale of these services, just look at a powerful example like the Indian railway system. It started way back in 1853 with just 34 kilometers of track. Today, it's the largest rail network in all of Asia. This isn't just about moving people and products, it's a lifeline that has shaped the economic story of an entire nation for more than 150 years.
And you know, sometimes the real genius of the service sector is hidden in the small details. You might walk past a row of post boxes and not think anything of it. But in India, the color of that box is actually part of a super organized, highly efficient communication system. See? Check it out. Green is for local letters. Blue is for mail that's heading to big metro areas. Yellow is for the capital cities, and red is for pretty much everything else. It's a simple, visual system that helps the world's largest postal network sort millions of letters with incredible efficiency. It's a perfect little example of the service sector in action.
Okay, so if transport and communication are the circulatory system, then our next group of services, finance and logistics, well, that's the fuel. This is the stuff that provides the energy to make economic activity actually happen.
And banks are right at the heart of all this. It's a pretty simple but really powerful cycle. They take in deposits from people like us who have savings, they pool all that money together, and then they lend it out to businesses that want to grow, build, and produce things. This whole process is fundamental to how an economy develops. Banks essentially turn our savings into productive investments.
And right alongside banking, you've got insurance. Its role is just as important. By providing a safety net against risks, things like fire, accidents, or theft, insurance gives people and businesses the confidence they need to invest and operate. Without that feeling of security, economic activity would be a whole lot slower and way more cautious. And hey, let's not forget about warehousing. It might not sound all that glamorous, but believe me, it is a critical part of modern commerce. By storing goods, warehouses make sure there's a continuous supply to the market. This not only makes your online shopping possible, but it also helps prevent shortages and keeps prices stable. It's a big deal.
But the tertiary sector isn't just about moving goods or money around. Some of its most critical services invest in the most important economic resource there is: people.
Education is maybe the single most powerful service a society can provide. So when a country like India makes a commitment like this one, making education a fundamental right, it's not just a social policy, it is a long-term economic strategy.
And that's because the return on that investment is just immense. Education produces a skilled workforce, which directly boosts productivity. It encourages the innovation and the critical thinking you need to adapt to a changing world. It literally builds the human capital that drives a modern economy forward.
And the exact same thing is true for healthcare. A healthy population is a productive population. It's simple. When people are healthy, worker efficiency goes way up, you lose less production because of illness, and more kids are able to go to school and actually learn. Health and education really are the twin engines of human development.
So we've looked at the different parts of the tertiary sector. Now let's zoom out and put it all together so we can really understand why this sector has become the defining feature of pretty much all modern economies.
This graph tells such a powerful story over time. Back in the industrial era, you can see services were all about things like railways. But as we move toward today, just look at the explosion in purple and blue. That's air travel and telecommunications. That shift, the shift to information-based services, completely reshaped the global economy and kicked off a whole new wave of growth.
And the impact today is just undeniable. A strong service sector directly boosts a country's national income. It's a massive source of jobs and improves our standard of living by providing all those essential services. And it even helps develop rural areas by connecting them to the wider economy through transport, banking, and communication.
So when you get right down to it, the tertiary sector isn't just one piece of the economy, it's the operating system that runs the whole thing. It connects, it fuels, and it develops every other part, and it touches every single aspect of our daily lives, whether we notice it or not.
From manual services to digital ones, this sector has been constantly evolving. It's what makes our world work right this very second. Which, leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. If services define our present, what kind of economy is going to define our future?